because he continues to lie to the world about what I said and who I was pointing the finger at.
Like, never even cashed a check still. Have $100 million that I never even cashed before. I have a tax attorney that takes care of everything, and everything is okay.
Nah, I'm not with you. Yeah, we're taking him to court.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So
Yeah, see you in the courtroom. Congrats, you're going to prison, Floyd.
In a shocking development, Floyd Mayweather is reportedly on the run after ESPN analyst Stephen A. Smith revealed explosive financial documents during a live broadcast. The documents allegedly link Mayweather to a $42 million financial scandal, prompting federal authorities to issue a warrant for his arrest. Smith, who has previously raised concerns about Mayweather's extravagant lifestyle, claimed this revelation is just the beginning. The bombshell has left fans and critics stunned as the undefeated boxing legend's empire faces serious turmoil. This is a developing story. More details to follow.
Floyd Mayweather has had for not paying someone money. Check this out.
Yeah. So we're gonna sue Floyd Mayweather. Yo, what's good with this?
What's good with the conversation about this? Last night you were doing one of these. Are we saying that or what?
He hasn't sued him yet.
Oh, got it.
We're still talking.
Got it.
There's still conversations that are happening.
Well, he got sued. You know he got sued.
He's been sued multiple times.
For the same fight. Yo, something's going on, and there's one side that's very clear to see is being You know why he got sued? I watched the video on it. There's a full breakdown. He is the promotional arm of his fights. It's why, in part, he makes so much money, because whereas a normal promotional company will take 30%, he is that. And so oftentimes for his fights, before the tickets can go on sale to the public, or like right as they go on sale, he'll buy a whole wing, a whole section, and then he'll sell them at a higher price, marked up, so he can make,
like all the floor seats. He takes all of them.
All of them, 3, 4, 5x, and it's part of his business.
Floyd Mayweather's legal and financial troubles have long fueled public speculation. At one point, he revealed that his attorneys had advised him to remain silent on certain matters, assuring him that everything would be handled discreetly behind the scenes. Despite their guidance, Mayweather made it clear that his hunger for wealth and luxury hadn't faded. He openly admitted that he still longed for private jets, lavish mansions, and the extravagant lifestyle he's known for. This candid admission underscored a deeper reality. While his legal team works to untangle his issues, Mayweather remains laser-focused on preserving his opulence. His insistence on keeping financial matters private, paired with his relentless pursuit of riches, paints a portrait of a man unwilling to relinquish the lifestyle he built. Even as legal rumors and financial controversies swirl around him, Mayweather stays committed to protecting his fortune and status. His mindset reveals a complex balance between fame, fortune, and the heavy cost that comes with both.
Still got my private jets. I still have all my beautiful homes, still have all my properties everywhere, and still making millions every month.
So you didn't take this fight because you needed the money?
Actually, I didn't even want this. The fans demanded this fight. You know, at one particular time, of course, with this fight, of course, I do want to make a ton of money.
Stephen A. Smith has long expressed his admiration for Floyd Mayweather, often praising the undefeated champion's lasting impact on the sport of boxing. Smith frequently highlights Mayweather's extraordinary ability to remain unbeaten throughout the latter part of his career, attributing it to his discipline, elite defense, and technical mastery. To Smith, Mayweather wasn't just a fighter, he was a strategist. His style was built not only to win but to avoid defeat altogether. With a blend of intelligence, precision, and patience, Mayweather controlled every aspect of the fight, dictating pace and outcome with surgical efficiency. Smith's praise goes beyond stats and records. He sees Mayweather's greatness in his approach to the sport, his preparation, ring IQ, and ability to outthink his opponents. In his eyes, Floyd's legacy is one of dominance, discipline, and strategic excellence, setting a benchmark that future generations of fighters will strive to reach. For Stephen A., Mayweather's name isn't just etched in history, it's a symbol of what true greatness in boxing looks like.
Mayweather was undefeated for the last half of his career with one hand. He constantly broke his hand.
Yeah.
He would go into a ring knowing he had no shot at knocking somebody out because his hands were hurt too much, and literally walked in the ring and said, "I'm going to embarrass you and humiliate you by showing the world you can't hit me."
Once Floyd Mayweather transitioned to exhibition matches following his retirement, the admiration that once surrounded him began to fade. His return to the ring, particularly the highly publicized bout against YouTuber-turned-boxer Logan Paul, was met with widespread criticism. Among the most vocal detractors was Stephen A. Smith, who argued that the fight lacked any real competitive value. Smith viewed the matchup as a significant step down from the high-stakes, legacy-defining battles that had characterized Mayweather's storied career. With Logan Paul posing no legitimate threat to the undefeated champion, the fight felt more like a spectacle than a sporting event. To Smith, it was less about greatness and more about a paycheck. He didn't hold back in calling the move a cash grab, one that risked tarnishing Mayweather's once unassailable reputation. The lack of intensity, risk, and authentic competition stood in stark contrast to the calculated brilliance that had defined Floyd's time in the ring. Smith's critique underscored a broader concern, that Mayweather's foray into exhibition bouts signaled a shift from legacy to luxury, trading historical greatness for short-term financial gain.
Boxers, if not the greatest boxer in history. He's absolutely sensational. But he retired years ago, and for me personally, I know these exhibition matches are entertaining. I like the one with Conor McGregor. Not so much the one with Logan Paul. Looking at these exhibitions and all of that stuff, that little melee and stuff don't matter to me. As far as I'm concerned, it could have potentially been orchestrated. I don't know. But I do know not just anybody should be allowed to be in the ring with Floyd Money Mayweather.
Absolutely.
I just believe.
Stephen A. Smith didn't confine his criticism to Floyd Mayweather's fight with Logan Paul. His concerns extended to Mayweather's entire approach to exhibition bouts. While Smith acknowledged that the crossover fight with Conor McGregor had some merit, given McGregor's background in combat sports, he felt that the exhibition matches that followed lacked any real value or competitive purpose. In Smith's view, these fights weren't about legacy or love for the sport, they were about easy paydays. He argued that Mayweather deliberately chose opponents far below his skill level, turning what once was a showcase of elite boxing mastery into a series of low-risk, high-reward spectacles. For a man who built his reputation on precision, dominance, and discipline, this new path seemed like a departure from everything he once stood for. Smith warned that Mayweather's once untouchable legacy was in danger of being eclipsed by a string of uninspired matchups. He emphasized that fans had admired Mayweather not just for being undefeated, but for taking on and outclassing top-tier competition. Now, with Floyd seemingly focused more on generating revenue than preserving the essence of his greatness, public perception was beginning to shift. To Stephen A., the message was clear. By prioritizing money over meaningful competition, Mayweather risked undermining the very legacy he had worked so hard to build.
Here's what I do know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it.
The turning point in Floyd Mayweather's post-retirement career became glaringly obvious when he was asked why he chose to fight Logan Paul instead of a more credible opponent like Tyson Fury. His answer: Logan had more followers. That one statement said it all. Mayweather's motivation had shifted from legacy and competition to social media clout and financial gain. This response raised red flags for many, including Stephen A. Smith, who saw it as a clear sign that Mayweather's priorities had fundamentally changed. For a fighter once revered for his strategic brilliance and unmatched work ethic, the idea that follower count, not skill or prestige, dictated his opponent was deeply concerning. Smith and other critics felt that the decision to fight a YouTuber with limited boxing experience instead of a seasoned professional marked a departure from the competitive spirit that had defined Mayweather's career. Rather than pushing himself or cementing his legacy, Floyd appeared to be chasing attention and easy paydays. To many, this shift signaled a loss of focus on what made Mayweather great in the first place. The pursuit of boxing excellence had taken a backseat to brand building and viral moments. As a result, fans and analysts alike began to question whether Mayweather was still interested in being remembered as a boxing legend, or simply as a celebrity capitalizing on his fame.
Why fight Logan Paul?
Name another boxer besides myself that's more famous than Logan Paul.
Tyson Fury?
What? I want you to look up Tyson Fury, how many followers, and look up how many followers Logan Paul has.
Logan Paul, 56 million. Tyson Fury, 4 million.
So 50 compared to 4 something. I can fight a fighter right now, guarantee myself 35 million. Or me and Logan Paul can go out and entertain and have fun and make 100 million or more. So if you were me, you gotta look at 35 million for 12 rounds and 100 for 6 rounds. Big difference.
There was a time when Floyd Mayweather stood at the pinnacle of not just boxing, but the entire sports world, hailed as the highest paid athlete on the planet. His financial empire wasn't simply built on knockout victories. It was the product of sharp strategy, impeccable branding, and business savvy that earned him respect far beyond the ring. Mayweather was celebrated as a fighter who controlled every aspect of his career, from negotiating fight terms to launching his own promotions. His ability to turn every bout into a massive payday made him a symbol of self-made wealth in sports. But now, cracks are beginning to show. As new details and swirling rumors about his financial state begin to surface, the once bulletproof image of Mayweather as both an undefeated boxer and financial genius is starting to fade. Reports suggest that his fortune might not be as untouchable as is led the public to believe. The lavish lifestyle, the flashy displays of wealth, and the endless boasts are now under scrutiny. Fans and critics alike are beginning to ask, is the money team empire built on solid financial ground, or is it a house of cards? What was once viewed as brilliance is now being re-evaluated. The legacy Mayweather worked so hard to build, in and out of the ring, is facing a new challenge. Not from a fighter in the ring, but from the very image he crafted.
Floyd Mayweather, the highest paid athlete, not the highest paid boxer, the highest paid athlete in the world. I had the opportunity and pleasure to be around him for many years. I was his personal shopper. I was a personal friend of his family. One of my greatest memories of being just lucky enough to even be around that environment was watching him train. Watching Floyd Mayweather train is a masterclass in discipline. It is a masterclass in work ethic. It is a masterclass in this is how you execute and get stuff done. Every rep, he hits it hard. There's not one lazy rep. He does everything at such a high frequency, so elevated. I'm like, goodness gracious, watching this man train, it's like, that's how I want to train for life. I've been to the club with Floyd where we leave in the club 3, 4 in the morning and he's still going to hit his 6 miles. He'll have all the cars follow him and he's running down the Las Vegas Strip, down back streets.
Logan Paul has publicly announced his intention to take legal action against Floyd Mayweather over unpaid earnings from their June 2021 exhibition bout. Paul claims he is still owed between $1 million and $3 million in pay-per-view revenue, alleging that Mayweather's team failed to deliver on their financial agreement. In a 2022 interview with TMZ Sports, Paul voiced his frustration, confirming his plans to bring the matter to court. According to him, the issue goes beyond money. It's about principle and professionalism. He accuses Mayweather of mismanaging funds and not honoring the terms they agreed upon. Mayweather, however, has pushed back on the accusations, insisting that Paul has already been fully paid. He also downplayed the controversy, stating that delayed payments are not uncommon in the boxing world, especially when major events involve multiple revenue streams and distribution channels. Despite Mayweather's reassurances, Paul remains firm in his pursuit of legal redress, viewing the situation as a breach of contract. The ongoing dispute sheds light on the often murky financial dealings behind exhibition fights, revealing the potential risks and challenges even in high-profile matchups. As the legal battle unfolds, it adds another layer of tension to Mayweather's post-retirement career and public image.
Or is that something that you can't disclose right now?
He has not paid me in full. That is a fact.
No
short a few mil, yeah.
Wow. Still a few mil.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Have you been in contact with him?
Nah, we're taking this one to court.
No, are you being serious? Is this like a
Do I look serious, lady?
You do. I'm just making sure. I apologize.
Really?
I'm just...
Nah, I'm not you. Yeah, we're taking him to court.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So,
yeah, see you in the courtroom. Congrats, you're going to prison, Floyd.
Floyd Mayweather's relationship with the law has long been complex, revealing that fame and fortune offer no guaranteed protection from legal troubles. Despite building a billion-dollar brand and becoming one of the most successful athletes in history, Mayweather has faced a string of legal challenges throughout his life, including time spent behind bars for various offenses. His financial success hasn't insulated him from controversy. In fact, some of his legal battles have stemmed directly from his wealth and lifestyle, ranging from unpaid debts to lawsuits tied to extravagant spending habits. These incidents paint a picture of a man whose relentless pursuit of luxury often brings him into conflict with legal boundaries. Mayweather has even spoken publicly about feeling a lack of freedom, suggesting that the trappings of fame have come with emotional and psychological costs. His struggles with the justice system aren't just isolated events. They appear to reflect deeper patterns tied to the pressures of maintaining his high-profile image and financial empire. While his ability to generate massive income is undeniable, the legal issues that continue to follow him serve as a reminder that success often comes with hidden burdens. For all the victories he's celebrated inside the ring, Mayweather's journey outside of it has been far more turbulent, marked by legal disputes, personal challenges, and the heavy cost of living life in the spotlight.
You know, I had 3 children with a young lady. We wasn't seeing eye to eye, you know. We wasn't seeing eye to eye. You know, she was a little upset, had a little alcohol in her system. She was a little edgy, and I told her, you know, basically I needed the keys to my truck. She was upset. She didn't want me to take the keys to the truck. So things got out of hand and blown out of, you know, they blow things up bigger than what things are really made out to be. So things happen.
But nevertheless, you had to do 2 months, right?
Yeah, I did 2 months for a misdemeanor, yes.
So what is it like to have everything and then not have freedom?
That's what I come to find out. Freedom is very important. Freedom is very, very important. And I'm just, you know, I'm happy to be free. I'm happy to be back, you know, in my children's life.
Rapper 50 Cent has offered his own perspective on his past relationship with Floyd Mayweather, particularly during a pivotal moment in Floyd's life. While Mayweather was incarcerated, 50 Cent stepped in to manage Mayweather Promotions, taking the reins of the business and investing millions of his own money to keep the company afloat. According to 50, he played a critical role behind the scenes, making sure the brand stayed alive while Floyd was behind bars. However, once Mayweather was released, the relationship between the two began to fracture. 50 Cent has publicly claimed that Floyd failed to acknowledge his contributions or repay the money he had poured into the business. What was once a strong friendship quickly turned into a very public feud, revealing the underlying tensions that money and loyalty can bring. Mayweather's response to the claims was blunt. He stated he never asked 50 Cent to manage his company, essentially distancing himself from any perceived obligation. That comment spoke volumes. It painted a picture of someone who, despite benefiting from the support of others, is quick to dismiss their efforts if they don't fit into his narrative of independence and control. This episode only adds to the growing list of strained relationships and disputes surrounding Floyd's financial dealings. From former business partners to fellow celebrities, there seems to be a recurring theme: loyalty and contributions often take a backseat to self-preservation. The situation with 50 Cent underscores a deeper pattern in Mayweather's life, where personal gain and control frequently outweigh the value of partnerships and long-standing alliances. It's yet another chapter in the complicated story of Mayweather's legacy, one marked by unmatched success, but also by fractured relationships and unresolved tensions.
Anybody who knows Floyd knows he doesn't want to be alone. So in that situation, I was concerned about him because I went to visit him more than anyone else that he would call a friend would actually visit him. And it's because I knew that he, put like this, he'll buy stuff for you to keep you around. His temperament, there's no balance. He can do anything and they still stay there because it's like they're yes man, yeah. Right, yeah.
Former UFC fighter and analyst Chael Sonnen has exposed an uncomfortable truth about the Mayweather vs. McGregor fight, claiming that the event wasn't as financially successful as it was made out to be. He revealed that many seats in the arena were deliberately left empty and filled with people dressed to create the illusion of a sold-out venue. As someone who was covering the fight live, Sonnen criticized the PR tactics used by Mayweather's team, pointing out the empty seats that viewers at home didn't see. He recalled being told that the event was a record-breaking success, but the reality painted a much different picture. Sonnen even shared a personal experience, revealing that when his mother attended the fight, she saw the truth firsthand. Despite the fight being marketed as a sold-out spectacle, thousands of seats remained vacant. This revelation led Sonnen to highlight how fake news and image manipulation are increasingly present in sports promotion, showing how hyper-manufactured narratives often take priority over actual attendance and success. Despite these truths coming to light, promoters continue to tout the event's record-breaking pay-per-view numbers, insisting it remains the biggest in boxing history, even if the live audience didn't quite match the story they were selling.
You can trust the news. There's no such thing as fake. I'm working for ESPN. We're broadcasting the Mayweather-McGregor fight live. And to this day, they will tell you that's a record. That's the biggest fight ever. That thing was sold out. That place was people were dressed up as empty seats, and I mean thousands of people.
No.
I bought my mother's ticket that day. That day, my mother decides that she wants to go to the fight. So I'm in there, and I'm telling the world that this place is sold out because that's what's on the screen. And it's not even close. Yeah. This isn't like, it's pretty much this isn't, there's thousands of empty seats. That was the first time that in my own life I ever just, wow, fake news is real.
Wow.
And then Mayweather and McGregor, they wanted a rematch. They were begging. They were doing more media trying to get a rematch than they did leading into the first match. And the guys that wrote the checks.
But why didn't it sell out? I mean, it's such two big draws. They promoted it so well.
All anybody was talking about.
Yeah, there's still a number.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter how big a draw is, there's still a number. If this guy got 100 million, this guy got 100 million, then you got to advertise it, promote it. You got to bring
it's the guarantees that kill everything. If they were just getting percentages, then obviously everybody would.
You're saying the seats were empty. I can understand it not making the money, but the seats being empty seems
peculiar.
Crazy.
Yeah, and there's nothing in the world where you have a pay-per-view hit that didn't have a live audience hit. Like if your live audience is your first focus group, isn't sold out, you didn't do pay-per-view numbers.
Sure.
But boxing will still claim that to this day. They still to this day claim that that's number one. And if you want to be the biggest pay-per-view in boxing history, all you have to do is claim it.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Knockout Chronicles for more updates.